across the line here and get in trouble here.
I can move your way. I can move your way.
Sure.
So it's day 4, early voting. We're out here in front of the multi-purpose center. What do you see? How's it going? How's the support like?
Well, more than anything, I want to take this opportunity to thank the voters of Maverick County that have come out to make that difference, or to assure that the difference that has been made from the primaries to now is accomplished for November 8th. We've had approximately 1,300 voters that have come out. It's been 1313. So we're already starting off with those numbers for the first 3 days, averaging out about 440 people per day that have been voting in this race. I do want to, of course, thank them for coming out and the great support that we've been receiving today as well of the individuals that have been coming out to participate in this electoral process. It's something that is truly important for me to see and to, of course, reciprocate that with the support that would come from a Ramsey Cantu administration at Maverick County, wanting to make sure that we can formulate plans of action, formulate what is a good structure, an aggressive plan that is progressive for Maverick County, bringing our entities together and assuring that an individual with experience, with dedication and with passion to serve is elected into this position. That has been my focus while serving in the past at the city. Now looking forward to bring a fresh breath of air to Maverick County and to change the many years of bad administration, of bad forms of government that have been in place under the current administration. So I do want to thank all of those that have come out to vote. I encourage you that if you have not made it to the polls, today we're here till 5 o'clock. Tomorrow we will be here also on Friday from 8 to 5. And then on the weekend, Saturday, will be 7 to 7 and 9 to 3 on Sunday. So there is no reason for you all not to come out and express your right, to express your vote. We encourage you to come out here and to vote, of course, for the candidate of your choice. I offer experience, I offer opportunity for growth, and for more than anything, for unity within our community. That's something that is very important for me. I look forward to that, because once all entities are working cohesively together, we will actually be able to do things in a more proactive manner for our citizens. Whether it's economic development, whether it's infrastructure that needs to go in. The one thing that I can tell you that I am looking forward to the most, when given the opportunity to serve as your next county judge, is to assure a aggressive master plan for our entire community. We need to know what our plan is, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't ultimately know what you're doing. So that is something that we need to address first, and to set, of course, our long-term or short-term goals and move forward in a direction that is beneficial for all of our residents.
Border security, where is that in your priorities?
Top priority. Let me tell you that I have met with numerous individuals, whether it be within the community of Eagle Pass, numerous ranchers whom I have met with, who live on the outskirts alongside the border and alongside the river, seeing the situations that we're facing with the immigration crisis that is ongoing. As a Democrat, I have to put very clearly out there that it is something that I am not in agreement with the current administration. They need to be more aggressive. But there's a problem at the local level, to where I believe that we do not have local leaders, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, who are being as loud as they should at the federal level in order to bring in a change to what's going on. You see, at the end of the day, we see the situation that we're living here on the border. We're seeing that daily. The people up in Washington, the people up in Austin are not dealing with this issue. We know it's a federal concern, but more than anything, we need to make sure that we are addressing these issues and putting this at the forefront of our community agenda. That means that if we have to go to Washington and make sure that every border mayor, every border county judge is sitting at the table and making sure that we are loud enough until they hear us, that's what we need to do, because it's our constituents that are being affected on a daily basis in regards to this immigration situations. Ranchers that have spent almost $70,000 just on replacing fences on a yearly basis is extremely too much for us to be dealing with. And while there are some reimbursements plans that are in place with the federal government, the process alone isn't fair enough for the local small ranchers in our communities. So those are the topics that are important for me. Those are the issues that we need to address in order to make sure that our community is safe. Whether it's an issue on the border, whether it's an issue and protection, working together with our ports of entry to assure the future of our cross-border trade. These are issues that I have dealt with as a mayor. These are issues that I have dealt with in the past, and that we will continue to expand upon that experience, expand upon that knowledge that I already have, the contacts that we have in Austin, the contacts that we have in Washington, to assure that those things change for Maverick County. We have been in the dark for too many years at the county level. Now it is time for us to make that change, to bring an individual who can shed some light and who can represent you with a greater sense of responsibility and a greater sense of way for you to communicate directly with those in power. And I am ready to do that. I am ready to fight for our residents, and I'm ready to have your support in order to make that victory for you on November 8th.
How important is it to have an experienced individual coming into a county judge situation as you or your opponent maybe coming in, brand new county judges, of course? Can you speak to how important it is to have some background or experience, especially during these times that we have?
Definitely. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure is that experience matters. And these are jobs as the county judge. You are serving as the chief elected official for Maverick County. You are serving as the budget officer for the county. You are the individual who is ultimately administering this area and assuring its growth, its potential, and its future. And an individual is needed with that experience in order to continue to pick up the pieces that are going to be left on January 1st and to begin a new era for Maverick County. I am ready to do just that. I have been working together and trying to assure, looking through the budgets, looking through what we're dealing with on a daily basis right now, attending every commissioner's court meeting since March, making sure that I am informed, making sure that I am involved in the process, working together with the existing commissioners at least to make sure that there is an understanding of what the thought processes are for the future of Maverick County. That is something that's important to me. And it's important to me because it affects the lives of each and every one of your viewers, each and every one of our citizens that is here. We may have differences. There's political differences. There's political views that we face. But at the end of the day, we're all one county. We're all one community. And we need to understand that. I may not be liked by everybody, and there may be people out there that just don't for whatever reason. And that's fine. I respect that. We have to have that. That's always going to be the case. But in the case of administration, the case of experience, in this race, you're not going to find an individual who can bring more to the table than yours truly. And I'm not saying that to discredit anyone. What I'm telling you is this is a position that does not have time for on-the-job training. We need to make sure that we have people who are ready, capable, and who are prepared to make the next step for Maverick County. I am not someone who's going to need to bring in a former county judge to be a chief of staff in order to make sure that they know what they're doing in that office. And we know that there's at least the current administration, and we know that there's a former judge that served time that is ultimately behind his campaign. I'm not that individual. I'm an individual who has worked with bringing community leadership together, bringing community members. It is the honor of my life to go through this election process and to receive the support that we have. But the one thing is that I've always told people, never be confident. Always take part in the election process and always go out and vote, because that's the way that people can make change in any community. Numbers, strength is in numbers. And as long as you're voting, you're making a difference for Maverick County.
Last question, Ramsey. Criticism. A lot of people say that it's just, knocking down one yum tree so we can plant another. It's going to be the same thing, same people, different face. What kind of response do you have to that?
I will be as honest, because that's one thing that you're going to get from me is honesty at all times. The yum tree under the David Salcedo administration that's currently in place, you have people who are making ridiculous amounts of money and throughout the county. And that's obviously something to where we need to go back. We need to look and see what is the justification behind all of those positions and those salaries. They're political favors, they're political agendas that are set in forth and in place. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's not something that you're going to see with me. I can tell you that at City Hall, the people whom were in my immediate team, the closest team to me, they were held to the highest standard to assure that we could make a difference and work towards greater things for our community. There are a lot of people that can criticize and a lot of people that can say things, and that's fine. We're in this position. We put ourselves on the ballot. We're subjectable to, of course, criticism. But also, be informed when you all are making those criticisms. Go back and look at the situations in which we have lived and how we have grown from. What we are seeing at Maverick County is not going to continue, will not be something that will continue into a new administration. We will have to assure that there are justifiable salaries, that there are justifiable positions, that we can assure that we can even consolidate positions and responsibilities for the purpose of moving this county forward. There's over $1.5 million that was set aside just for political salaries for the current judges' posse. I'm just going to call it that because that's really what it was. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, that's not what this is about. We're going to look towards assuring that we can make the justifiable decisions to make the changes that need to be made and to bring a difference coming in January, if given the opportunity to serve. I'm not about creating new trees or planting new trees or anything. What I'm about creating is making sure that we can plant opportunities for our citizens and moving forward. Because when I was your mayor, that's exactly what I did. And as your county judge, I'm going to assure that the same things that we did, that we can accomplish greater things, that we can bring things together, and that we will not have this sense of political favors. The one thing that disappoints me so much that I hear is that my daughter went off or my son went off to college, got their degree, they came back and they can't get a job. And why? Because sometimes things are political. And that is the one thing that I hate most about what we have seen in our community. Those things, they have to stop. We have to make sure that people are given the opportunities that they deserve, because then people will not come back. Eagle Pass, Maverick County will have a brain drain, and we will not have the success and growth that we deserve. There's so much on the horizon for our community, and I know that together, working in unison, we're going to be able to accomplish much more for our community, to assure greater opportunities, and to make sure that the people that need to be in positions that can help make changes are there with qualifications, and more than anything, are there because they have a passion to serve and a drive to make a difference.
Thank you. Any last words you have for the viewers out there?
The only thing that I can tell you all is that I thank you all for your support. I invite you all to come to the Multipurpose Center. We're here until 5 o'clock today. Tomorrow we'll be here from 8 to 5. And this weekend on Saturday, once again, Saturday 7 to 7. Sunday from 9 to 3. I invite you all to take part in this electoral process and come on by and deposit your vote. We'll be waiting for you, and more than anything, as I've always said, juntos lo vamos a lograr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Se ve, se siente, el nuevo juez está presente. Se ve, se siente, el nuevo juez